Welcome back, my brave souls, to another terrifying tale brought to you by Mr.Terror Tales. Tonight's story takes us into the heart of winter, to a place where the shadows come alive, a place where the silence screams and the dead never truly rest. This is the story of the Stevens family who sought peace and found only terror in a secluded villa, hidden deep within a dark, forgotten forest. Some places are better left undiscovered, some truths are better left buried. But the Stevens family didn't know this, not until it was too late. It was supposed to be a relaxing winter vacation, but it turned into a nightmare they could never escape from. So sit back and let me tell you the tale of a family that ventured too far into the woods and into the darkness. It was December. The Stevens family, Jenna, her husband Daniel, and their infant son Oliver, drove for hours into the heart of an isolated forest, seeking solace and peace in a villa they had rented for a quiet vacation. The villa, secluded and ancient, was supposed to offer them warmth away from the bustling world. What they didn't know was that they were driving straight into the waiting jaws of darkness. The villa was grand, yes, but it was also oppressive. Old windows, dark and foreboding, looked down at them as if the house was watching. And the door, it seemed to open on its own, as though the villa had been waiting for them. Everything seemed perfect, too perfect in fact. The villa was large, comfortable, and had a strange charm to it, though that charm quickly turned to something darker the moment the door closed behind them. As night fell, the air grew heavier, and in the silence, strange things began to stir. As the night deepened, the villa grew still, but that stillness was the calm before the storm. At first the sounds were small, soft scraping noises as if something was gently dragging itself across the floor, a light tapping. The family tried to ignore it, but the sounds didn't stop. They only grew louder, closer. A deep, gnawing sound came from beneath the floorboards. The closer Daniel got to the basement stairs, the more the scratching seemed to multiply, as if something was clawing to get out. The air grew thick with the smell of something rotten, and something worse, something far worse. The basement was a nightmare. The air was foul, thick with the stench of decay. A layer of dust coated the floor and old decaying furniture piled in corners. And then, amidst the shadows, Daniel saw it. Bodies stacked in piles like discarded toys, some rotting, others fresh, still bloated with life. It wasn't just the bodies, it was the eyes that followed him, eyes that never blinked, never closed, even after death. And as his flashlight scanned the room, he saw something move, a twitch of a finger, a twitch of a toe. The bodies were not as dead as they appeared. They were waiting, watching. Jenna's heart raced as the house groaned and cracked. The doors slammed shut, locking them inside. The sound of dragging feet echoed through the hallway, the walls vibrating with a low, guttural growl. They were no longer alone in the house. The dead had risen and they were hungry. Every escape route led them to more horrors. The house shifted, stretched as if it were alive, trapping them in its suffocating embrace. The dead crawled toward them, their twisted faces grinning in silent mockery as they reached out to claim their prey. The Stevens family vanished without a trace. The authorities scoured the forest, the house, but found no bodies, no signs of struggle. It was as if they had never been there at all. And yet, there was something, a presence that lingered in the air. The villa stood there, its windows dark, waiting for its next victims. Well, my friends, that's where our tale ends. Or does it? The shadows never truly leave once they found you. And if you listen closely, you might just hear the echoes of the dead whispering your name. If you dare to return, I'll be waiting with another story, another nightmare to share. So, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, or the darkness might find you before I do. And remember, When the night falls and you feel a chill down your spine, it might not just be the cold, it might be something else. Until next time, stay safe and keep your lights on.